All right, so email from I forgot his name. He said, "What is like an annuity that isn't an annuity?" That's his email question to me, and I cut myself. And I asked him, I said, "I don't get why. Why? What's? I mean, you want an annuity, but you don't want an annuity. I don't understand that. So I mean, I have a sneaky thinking that he's saying he wants to guarantee security, maybe the guaranteed income. I guess I don't know." But he doesn't want to have the commission because he thinks annuities have all the commissions and whatnot. And that might be right. But has he looked into that? Has he looked into actual annuities that are out there? Because nowadays they're becoming more and more annuities that are not commission based. You can get it at Vanguard. They don't do the variable annuities anymore, but you can get tons of fixed annuities. Without question, you get tons of income annuities, single premium income annuity. I'm sure that's not what he wants. So remember, my friends, an annuity comes in all shapes and sizes. All right, so man, I'm bleeding. How come I cannot do anything without cutting myself or getting something on my shirt? In this case, it's blood. And I got my Officer Tatum shirt that says "Slow the spread of socialism." I wish it just said "Stop socialism," but I get what he's saying. Slow the spread. All right, so go back to annuity. What is the annuity? Is it we trying to get a guaranteed income stream? Because there's nothing that guarantees you an income stream other than an annuity. Nothing. Social Security, but I mean that's you can't buy that in the open market. So if you want a guaranteed income stream, there's nothing that can do that. It just isn't. Now, is that going to be the biggest bang for your buck? Maybe. We don't know. Ask Japan in 1990 if they had a guaranteed income annuity, if they would have bought that, if that would have been the best bang for their buck for the next 20 years. They would have said, "Yeah, I wish we would have had it." I'm telling you right now. So we don't know. Now, you ask United States if you had a guaranteed income annuity in 2009, would that have been the best bang for your buck? No, because the last 12 years has just been crazy, man. Crazy. And so we got to figure out what we're trying to accomplish here. All right, so part one, are we looking for a guaranteed income stream? All right. Part two, are we looking, or I shouldn't say, do we need immediate liquidity? Do we need immediate liquidity? Because annuities, the reason why they can work, that gives you a little bit better yield than other fixed income guaranteed products like that, is because they do lock up some of your money with a surrender charge, if that makes sense. I mean, so what happens is because the annuity company, the issuer, the insurance company, says we know, and our actuaries will tell us this, that we will lose X amount of dollars off this contract each and every year. That means they can take the Y amount that isn't lost off the contract and they can invest it into longer term interest rates, longer term instruments, I should say. Whereas a CD, they can't. I mean, I guess I could kind of do that, but not really, because at the end of the day, a CD matures within 5 years, where annuity, a lot of times it won't, even though if the surrender charges are 7 to 10 years. But anyway, that's how annuities work, because they know for a fact that only so many people are going to surrender the contract before it's at a surrender charge. They can actually be assured that they can go in the market and buy longer term bonds, if that makes sense, just to cover to get a higher rate of return. CDs not so much. I mean, some CDs can, but it depends on how long you go. But certainly not short-term CDs. So if we want liquidity, it's going to be tough to get that in an annuity. So if this guy wants liquidity, then annuity shouldn't be on his, in his purview. In fact, I'll tell you something. My sister Abby, you all know Abby. I interviewed her probably a year ago, maybe even a year and a half ago for my channel. She was an officer, 03 in the Navy. She went through the first wave of the second Iraq War, OIF. She has a master's degree in financial planning. She just basically kicks everybody's butt, and to include her two older brothers, me, and Ben. But anyway, so when she had my Grammy died, and we had a little bit of an inheritance, which is what I used to put this on the down payment on my home that I'm in now, as a matter of fact. And when Grammy died, we all got a little bit of an inheritance. It was actually not bad. It wasn't huge amounts, but it wasn't like millions and millions of dollars. But it allowed me to put a down payment on this house. I think it's maybe $80,000, something like that. Anyway, long story short, Abby called USA And she was 7 years younger than me. And she called USAA and she goes, I need a place to park my cash that I can get a decent rate of return relative to safety. I'm not looking for stocks, and I needed to have it accessible. And an idiot at USAA told her to do it in an annuity. And and this is when I worked at USAA. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I said, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Partly because she was under 59.5, first and foremost. I was like, what? Dumb, man. And I was just like, and I'm sitting there thinking, and my sister has a CFP. I'm not sure if she had her master's degree back then. I don't think she did, but she had been in the business for a while. And she goes, I can't believe what I just heard, Josh. And I was like, this is insane. Anyway, long story short, that was stupid. And so if you're relying on sales pitches from the annuity salesman, you just freaking buyer beware. So if liquidity is what we need, annuity is not for you, man. It's not, because you don't have annuity and if liquidity, and if you're under the age of 59.5, you certainly don't. An annuity works like an IRA in that regard. All right, so part 2, are we wanting just guaranteed interest rates? If you want guaranteed interest rates, then annuity is actually pretty good. A fixed annuity for sure. So that's what I asked them. I said, what's wrong with an annuity? I mean, literally, because if we're shooting for guaranteed interest rates with no risk, then there's no security that you can buy on a mutual fund, ETF, New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, or anything like that, where you're going to get a guaranteed interest rates with no risk. Now, what you'd want to do is compare an annuity to a certificate of deposit. But if you're looking for guarantees, an annuity would work well. Again, you'd have to figure out how that plays relative to your need for liquidity. But if the guarantee is what we're looking for, then fine. If we're trying to get some return more so than CDs, a market discounted return, i.e., we're not trying to get a market-like return, but we're trying to get something that's maybe better than CDs or fixed annuities, and we're variable annuities might work, but I wouldn't. In that case, I wouldn't go there. I just look at maybe like Wellesley Income Fund or something like that. But I don't know what this guy's trying to accomplish. You see what I'm saying? So he might want guarantees. He might want better returns than annuities and CDs are paying, recognizing that there's no guarantee in those things. I don't know. And then my man Amar Shah over at Client Capital First Learning on YouTube. He's got these structured notes, which I'm kind of a fan of. You get a guarantee, you're not going to lose money. You might not make a ton of money. You might not make any money, but you're guaranteed not to lose. And those are not sold on commission. At least I'm not aware of. At least not from Amar. I don't know. You'd have to contact him. But that's one of those things that those structure notes are actually nice about, is that they give you a guarantee. They're not an annuity contract, so it doesn't matter how old you are, and a lot of times you're locking up your money usually for like 18 months, 12 months even sometimes. So I'm a fan of that, recognizing there's some limitations inherently, upside limitations in particular, but you're getting upside limitations with downside risk mitigation, which there's some value there. Oh, puppy! I do not like puppies in the back of the pickup. I don't know, that just bothers me because I don't those puppies could fall out. Anyway, hope that helps. I forgot the guy who asked me that question, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks now.